Longchenpa's way of abiding, and it starts off saying another implication that can be discerned is that mental states of abiding and stirring do not constitute a duality. And here are the root verses. In the natural context of evenness, with no split between objects and mind, rest free of any framework, with naturally pristine perception that leaves no trace. Timeless awareness, profound insight, is evident within the ultimate state of innate lucidity. So again, the way of abiding isn't just telling you, hey, everything's perfect. It's giving you these pith instructions, these mengagde. So, for example, it says, with no split between objects and mind, rest free of any framework. So that's exactly what we're talking about prior to reading this text today. The three spheres of conception. So the eyes, the seeing, and that which is seen are embraced by awareness, by this pure cognizance. And we begin to reorient ourselves through familiarization and the blessings of these teachings. We begin to familiarize ourselves with a wider range of cognizance. And they've even called this the true self and many names because it's very, very special. But they've also said, many yogis and practitioners and scholars have said, that it's so simple that it's very easy to ignore. And so maybe we can compare it to a fish that has worms all around, living there ready to eat, but instead it goes after the hook with the shiny bait on it with all the colors and the reflections. And so just like that, we go into our thinking mind and our enticements. Just like if I have a toy and I give it to one of the doggies here, they will chew on it and be preoccupied with that toy for a long time. And this is exactly what happens in our mind. We chew on our toys and we ignore the whole mind. And so that pristine perception, which is essentially enlightened beingness or enlightened intent, as they've put it, that pristine perception is obscured by our psychic isolations into our various graspings, right? So if I'm really hooked on that toy, I'm cutting myself off from a whole wide range of revelation and that spontaneous wisdom. So anyway, there's a lot of revelation just in that small stanza, and it's talking about profound insight is evident within the ultimate state of innate lucidity. So there's a huge trust issue again, I'll say, beginning to trust that you have an intuitive mind here. You have a very powerful, subtle mind here. Yet, again, we're enticed by the coarse mind. And oftentimes it's very, very simple, everybody. We get stuck in our narrating mind, in that surface mind it's made out of words. And sometimes feelings too, but we need the word mind to keep the feelings going, to label the feelings. So that's why I always cite the statistics that the average person knows, 20 to 40,000 words, give or take. And that's what our inner narrator is made out of. And that inner narrator is incessant and usually dead ass wrong. Always assuming and fearing things and whatnot, you know. And especially with jealousies and prides and whatnot, it's always wrong, and it's always hindering us from a naturalness, a confidence, a flow. Mhm. Yeah, so those of you who have a strong intuition, some people are more intuitive, some people are more intellectual. Uh, the only reason your intuition is not prevalent and perhaps intriguing is because we tend to convolute it. We veil it with our thinking. So if I have an intuition that, hey, maybe I shouldn't go out today, then no, why did I think that? It's probably because of the weather or something like that, and I start to veil, I start to cloud my initial bare bones intuition that I had. But you don't have to do that. That intuition can go strong without any clouding, and that's where it's called wisdom, yeshi, and that's where it's that spontaneous wisdom, and it says here in the text, profound insight. So vipassana. Okay. All right. I think we can go to the auto commentary saying here, by maintaining the awareness referred to in the two preceding source verses, one naturally experiences a state of pure clarity in which there is no split between objects and mind. With one's gaze and consciousness focused in the immediacy of apparent phenomena, inwardly it is evident that these are naturally pristine and leave no trace. Ah, that's very nice. With one's gaze and consciousness focused in the immediacy of apparent phenomenon, inwardly it is evident that these are naturally pristine and leave no trace. Um, there's a slight translation nuance that I would exclude. It's not my favorite when I use that word focused, because you're not focusing anything. So, but your gaze is very important, because your eyes can tell you if you're distracted, if you're focusing on something. Your eyes can tell you a lot. In fact, according to modern science, most of our reality is made from the visual spectrum. I think they say anywhere from 80 up into the 90% of our reality is made. That's a seeing person, a person who can see, obviously. Um, Most of their reality is going to be made from the vision, and the vision is mainly constructed in the brain. So go figure. But here it says one's gaze. That doesn't mean you can't focus. You can't adjust the zoom of your eyes. It doesn't mean that. But your gaze is very telling. For example, if I'm speaking to you right now, even if I move my head around, I'll try this. I'm not focusing on anything. My eyes aren't focusing. Even the text is in front of me, but I don't have to focus on the letters, right? So consciousness is in the immediate, is in the pure presence of, you're just resting in the pure presence like that, and focus itself starts to come into your pure present cognizance, rather than you being in the focus, which is a rough ride. It's a turbulent roller coaster. to be in a I mean, imagine a little mouse or a squirrel. Their focus is like very discursive and speedy, and that's a very tight world to be in. And then it says here, inwardly, that means your emotional energy, your thoughts and everything. Um, when you rest those in awareness, they untie like a snake, untying itself. Uh, they start to soften up like an ice cube melting in the sun. And this is the best part of this practice, that even if you deal with extreme rage, extreme anxiety, start to, even in baby steps, start to leave it within the immediacy, within purely present awareness. If I'm super riled up right now, I'm really, really pissed off, and my mind is thinking about it, I can leave all that. I can sit here for a moment with my fist clenched and my mind thinking about stuff, and that's still within my awareness. So I can leave the whole thing like one big block of ice. And guess what's going to happen? It's going to thaw out. It's going to go away. But if you keep on perpetuating it and sprinkling conceptual novelty, like, well, I need to be mad, I have a good reason, right? All these excuses and add-ons, then you're going to perpetuate the karmic momentum, and you're going to keep writing the plasticity. Letting it be doesn't write plasticity. It pops out plasticity. So if plasticity was like a bottle, and like if I was to put a dent in this bottle, that's plasticity. But when you just let it be, it can pop out. So this is all just pure consciousness that's been popped in, dented in, contracted, reified, crystallized, and we're letting it pop out. So it says here, by the way, are there any comments or questions so far? Anything? Everybody okay? All right. It says the perfect dynamic energy of the lion states as lucid awareness regards the object, the nature of phenomenon. This awareness, free of complication, is perceived inwardly. Inwardly, as in the mind, inside your own mind. As self-knowing awareness regards, as self-knowing awareness regards the diversity of objects, non-conceptual and supreme Dharmakaya is discovered within the mind. So, as lucid awareness regards the object, the nature of phenomenon, this awareness, free of complication, is perceived. Okay. As self-knowing awareness, well, okay, maybe that's a sign. The great Garuda discusses how such implications are discerned. The implications of the spontaneous vast expanse, supreme and unsought, can be discerned within the interval between apparent phenomenon and emptiness, in which nothing need be said or done. And the all-creating monarch states, since there is nothing to be done, do not act with effort. Since there is no frame of reference, there is freedom from any idea of meditation. Since there is no union and then separation, rest in the mind that does not forget. Aha, very nice. The mind that doesn't need to be mindful, it is mindfulness. But everybody understand that, right? How this can be effortless. I think that's been the theme of this session. So I have full trust that you all are getting this idea. And here's a little something for you, by the way. That if you're doubting yourself, or if you're thinking, oh, Dzogchen is the highest level, we need all these preliminaries before we should be doing Dzogchen. And I hear this, I hear some people from the group, they tell me, yeah, I told my friend about it, but they said, no, I'm not ready for that. I still need a lot of purification. And if they're doing it in modern cognitive science, you're ready for it. Okay? Very logical, very easy. Wouldn't that be funny if you went to Dr. Herb behavioral therapy and he's like, well, you got to do 500,000 recitations of Vajrasattva before I can admit you today. No, more like 5,000 Benjamins. But if they're utilizing this method in cognitive science, free and clear, and experience extreme benefits, then you should just jump on in. Learn how to let it be. Learn effortless abiding. It's the highest and most simple meditation. And I'm preaching to the choir right now because many of you know how to let it be. And most of the people in here are high-level yogis that I'm talking to right now. So please don't get offended. I have to say this stuff for the record. For the YouTube record. So, but there are always new people that are connecting to the path, so we're reminding them of this very simple approach. And you sort of senior practitioners, higher level practitioners, it's very great because you can enjoy all these various dynamics of experience and still welcome new people and be a nest for the new people. And that's the greatest act of altruism, in my opinion, is helping people with Dzogchen type practices. So let's see what else going And the six expanses states in the nature of mind, which has nothing to do with acceptance or rejection, the manifestation of natural freedom without extremes is revealed by me, Samantabhadra, to be supremely pervasive, enlightened intent. Okay, and we can pick it back up there next time, okay? All right, very good. Yeah. Thank you, Yeshi. Thank you, everybody, for joining our gathering today at another great session. We did our short session and then talk on meditation that will benefit and the book exploration. Very nice. So, very quiet today. Any thoughts? Any final thoughts, testaments, anything before I close it out? All right. Well, I hope I didn't offend you. Was it something I said? No, I'm just kidding. All right. I know. I heard from you all. I'm just being a baby. We got all these comments. Oh, very nice. Well, I'm so happy to be here with you all. And tomorrow we're on to our next yogi, which should be fun. And do I appear blurry in the video? Thanks for telling me, everybody. Okay. I think there was some little bear stuff on there. Whole time, huh? Whole video. Okay. All right. Well, sometimes it happens. Very good. Well, next time, it's okay to let me know about that stuff, if you feel like it. Oh, I'm so happy that it helped with the count and everybody. Great. Little bear like to talk, didn't you, little bear? Everybody like to talk. All right, that's good news. Like to talk. Now it's time for a walk. Okay, so we'll close out here with a moment of silence. Any good that has been stirred up, any benefit their beings in this very presence that are suffering, and we'll give it all to them. Deep bow to you, everybody. Yes, please take care.